And that's the part of the story everyone is missing. While the internet exploded over a photo of Caitlin Clark smiling with the New York Liberty's biggest stars, the real story wasn't who was in the picture, but who was standing right beside them orchestrating the entire scene.
The agent. That is what makes this so interesting. That is the key. All right, everybody's concentrating on, yeah, by the way, Caitlin Clark looks unbelievably happy talking to these folks. But this is how it starts in sports. This is how it starts in the NFL. This is how it starts in the NBA. When you start seeing the wheels in motion, there's signs. There's signs before eventually a player gets traded. A player eventually
Watching have already been connecting these dots. And you were on to something massive because that photo wasn't just a friendly post-game chat, it was a signal. It was the first public move in a high-stakes chess match for the future of the WNBA's biggest star. And today we're going to show you the hidden weapon in this fight. A contractual being forged right now in the league's CBA negotiations. That could give Caitlin Clark all the power she needs to force a move out of Indiana far sooner than anyone thinks is possible. We're a community of narrative analysts here. So, if you appreciate this level of deep dive investigation, do me a favor and hit that like button to show me we are in the right. Okay, let's get into it. The entire firestorm started with a single photograph taken in the tunnels of the Barclays Center on July 16th. On the surface, it looked innocent enough. There was Clark, who had missed the game with her latest injury, sharing a laugh with Liberty coach Sandy Brondello and superstar Bana Stewart. But the detail that turns this from a simple sports story into a full-blown conspiracy is the presence of one other person in that huddle. Clark's agent, Erin Kane, a swall. No, agents don't just hang around for casual post-game pleasantries, especially not when their client is injured and their team just got dismantled by 21 points. Their time is money and their currency is leverage. Fan speculation immediately went into Verdrive, suggesting this was a business meeting disguised as a photo op, and they were right to be suspicious. This wasn't just a meeting. It was the first move in a strategy that's been years in the making, and it all revolves around one thing: the new collective bargaining agreement. So what exactly is this collective bargaining agreement? And why is it the secret weapon in this whole scenario for our new narrative analysts here? THECBA is the master contract between THUMBA and the Players Association. It dictates everything from salary caps and player contracts to travel conditions, and most importantly, the rules of player movement. And here's the critical piece of information. The current CBA is on its last legs. Players officially opted out of the deal back in October 2024, and it's set to expire on October 31st, 2025. A new one is being negotiated right now behind closed doors. This isn't just a simple update. It's a moment where the entire power structure of the league can be redrawn. And y'all have to believe that a smart agent like Erin Kane is watching these negotiations like a hawk, looking for any new tool she can use to give her client an advantage. But that brings you to the most important question. Why would Clark even want to leave Indiana? Before we can talk about the how, we have to establish the motive. And unfortunately for the fever, the evidence is piling up. First, there's the physical toll. The woman is a generational talent, but she can't showcase it if she's not on the court. This season alone, Clark has missed 10 regular season games with multiple injuries and hasn't played more than 5 consecutive games. Her latest groin injury happened on July 15th, and it was clear she was emotional about it. The team is completely dependent on her, and the numbers prove it. Without Clark, the Fevers' record drops to a dismal 4-10. Their entire offense craters, with their points per game average falling by 12 points when she's not playing. So, you have a superstar who is constantly getting beaten up on a team that is statistically lost without her. Ya would expect the organization to move heaven and earth to protect their most valuable asset. But when her own coach Stephanie White was asked about the physical beating Clark endures night after night, this was her response.
So Brandon, for you, you all have now won 3 in a row, and it just seems like a switch flipped after that Sunday loss against the Storm. I'm just curious, what is it about Sandy's leadership that has helped you all sort of get through the muck of this stretch without JJ, but then also to be able to finish the first half of the season strong?
Well, I mean, there was just this understanding of we got to just find a way and stay together, and we have all we need in the locker room. And, you know, obviously I think we were losing some of those games ourselves. Like, we were just not coming out with the right energy. We were not playing Liberty basketball, and there was kind of just this realization of, if we just kind of settle into doing that, we're in a really good spot. And so
just is what it is. That's not a defense, that's a surrender. That is that kind of quote that sends agents and star players looking for the exit. What do you think when you hear that? Is that a coach properly defending her star player? Or is that a sign of a much bigger problem? Let me know your take in the comments below. That statement right there is the motive. It's the crack in the foundation that an agent like Erin Kane can exploit. It's the why that powers the entire push for an exit. So we've established the motive. A generational talent, injured and frustrated on a team that seems select-web to protect her, with a coach who publicly says the brutal physicality endures just is what it is. Now, let's get to the part the mainstream media won't touch. Let's talk about the how. How does her agent Erin Kane actually engineer an exit when Clark is locked into a rookie contract? This is where we get into the high-level chess match being played. The theory circulating among insiders is that Kanye is banking on the new CBA, creating what we're calling an escape hatch. Think about it. The league is heading into these negotiations with player empowerment as a central theme. We have already seen evidence of players positioning themselves for this new reality. Many top players specialize in one-year deals this past offseason. Why? To give themselves maximum flexibility and earning power under the new, more player-friendly CBA they all expect is coming. Now, you might be thinking, but Jax, Caitlin is on a 4-year rookie contract. That's different. And you're right. But what if the new CBA introduces rules so transformative they impact all contracts? What if it creates new trade request mechanisms, shorter windows for contract extensions, or even new salary cap rules that could make it financially impossible for a team like Indiana to build a proper support system around her? This is the loophole. Erin Kane isn't just waiting for Clark's contract to expire in 2027. She is actively banking on the CBA negotiations to create a new reality in 2025. One that could give a superstar and her agent the leverage to force a team's hand. And which team is perfectly positioned to take advantage of this chaos? The New York Liberty. This is not a coincidence. Their appearance in this drama is by design. The Liberty have a well-documented history of building their championship roster through meticulous long-term strategic recruitment. Their general manager, Jonathan Cobb, planned for years to acquire the pieces for his super team, flying to Istanbul to personally recruit Breanna Stewart. They have invested heavily in creating an environment top talent wants to be a part of. From chartered flights to state-of-the-art facilities, they have created the perfect culture to attract Aster, and don't just take my word for it. Listen to Sabrina Ionescu talk about their coach Sandy Brondello and the culture she's built. That contrast is stunning. One coach says it is what it is. The other is praised for keeping us together. One organization appears to be treading water while the other is executing a multi-year master plan. This isn't just about recruiting a player. It's about presenting a comprehensively better alternative right at the moment when the league's rules on player movement are about to be written. Okay, many of you watching might still think this is a long shot, that a league would never let its biggest star force a move this early in her career. But let's filter out the noise and look at the facts. Hugo landscape. Altering player movement isn't an anomaly in the WNBA anymore. It is new normal. The 2025 offseason alone saw for former all-WNBA picks change teams via trades. The league is already in a state of unprecedented player mobility. Framing a potential Caitlin Clark move as impossible is to ignore the clear trend line. This isn't a fantasy. It's the logical and perhaps inevitable next step in a league that is increasingly being shaped by player empowerment and agent-driven strategy. The viral photo wasn't the start of a new story. It was simply the moment this ongoing power struggle finally broke through to the surface for everyone to see. So let's put it all together. The public praise from the Liberty. Viral photo, the strategic presence of her agent, Erin Kane. These are no tessellated incidents, they are calculated moves in a campaign. The motive is clear. Caitlin Clark is on a team that has been unable to keep her healthy or build a consistently competitive environment, and the organization's own public statements suggest a passive substance of that reality. The weapon is the ongoing CBA negotiation, a ticking clock that ends on October 31, 2025, and which holds the potential to create a contractual escape hatch that could redefine Clark's rookie deal. And the destination is a hyper-competent champions organization in New York that has a documented history of successfully recruiting the league's biggest stars. The board is set, the pieces are in motion, and the Indiana Fever are officially on the clock. So what's your take on all this? Is Erin Kane's calculated move a brilliant masterstroke to protect her client's scare? and earning potential, or is it a betrayal of the team and the city that drafted her? Let us know your detailed theory in the comment section below. We're going to be tracking every development in these CBA negotiations and every subtle move made by both the Fever and Liberty organizations. This story is far from over. Make sure you are subscribed with notifications on so you don't miss the next chapter. And finally, if you have a friend who loves the story behind the game, share this video with them. Every narrative analyst deserves to be in on the real conversation.